Hello everyone, Cindy Olin here with Create Your Own Luck and Love. Hi Instagram. Trying to make sure that I get everyone on here. I may be looking back and forth a little bit as I continue to figure this out. So I want to talk about you guessed it, your love life today, and a little bit about more insight around what happens with women as they're dating, getting in relationship, and the number one mistake they make in their love life. And when they're developing a partnership and even looking at long-term full connection too. So something you may or may not know about me, I am a dating and relationship coach. My company is Create Your Own Luck and Love, if you don't already know that. And in my past life, I used to be a high-end matchmaker. So I started my company 5 years ago. And part of the reason why is because I saw a lot of people struggling around how to really create the kind of connection they wanted through their dating experiences. So I found myself coaching men and women both on how to create deeper connections and stop sabotaging their love life. So women usually hire me for two reasons, and I work with men as well, but most of my audience is women. Women hire me for two reasons. One is to bring in the love of their life and help them let go of anything standing in the way of creating their luck and love. And the second reason is to help create a deeper connection in their already existing relationship, or help them see where they're at, what they deeply desire, and how to inspire that connection to be even greater. So that's a little background about me and the people that I help. So the number one thing that I see women do in their love lives all the time, and I'm going to talk about a couple of things, but the one thing I specifically see is women, hey Olivia, and you guys feel free to add questions, comments, anything that's coming up for you. I see women oftentimes not honoring themselves enough in relationship. And you might be going, yes, of course, what has he done for me lately, right? Well, it can be, it goes beyond just what has he done for you lately. It goes into not undervaluing yourself and not communicating the things that are important to you because you're afraid that you're showing up as too needy. You're afraid that if he won't really like you, if you say what's on your mind, or if you're in your full authenticity, you're not going to be accepted or loved. So those are two things. This is common for us humans and having our human experience. The two things we struggle with, feeling like we're going to be fully accepted and loved for who we are. Feeling and being fully accepted and loved for who we are. And two, undervaluing ourselves, right? So it's acceptance, love, valuing. And I've never known anyone that has fully opened up and been vulnerable and not been accepted. I haven't. In fact, the more vulnerable you are, And I believe there's a way of sharing vulnerability in, and there's no perfect way, I should say this, but there's a way of exuding your vulnerability so that others see you. You know, people connect with our messes because we all feel that way inside, if at one point or another, or maybe even that day it lands for you. So the number one challenge I see with women, because we're nurturers by nature, will go into second guessing, undervaluing ourselves, not having a conversation because we're afraid it's the wrong thing to do, or a dating coach said I shouldn't do that. But in reality, it's better to communicate rather than to not communicate. It's better to communicate than to not communicate. Men value communication, and they want to know where you're at. So something else that I see too, that I feel that women inadvertently shoot themselves in the foot around, is commitment. So pushing too quickly for commitment, and that may mean, it may even mean that you're not doing it out loud. It may be through your energy. And I talk to strong independent every single day, and the number one thing they say to me is, I don't want to be needy. Okay, so be communicative and also inspiring a man to want to commit. Men commit, and women should do this too, because what else is out there is not better for them. And I hope that didn't come across in a bad way. What I'm meaning behind that is the other options out there aren't inspiring him in the way that you do. It's not about being prettier. It's not about any of that, being younger. It's about your way of being that inspires him to want to commit. And most men, like women, want to be in a loving, committed relationship. They do want what you want. So if you struggle with, getting off, meeting unavailable men that are players, or, all of that, then there's something that you're exuding. Maybe you're exuding the seductress energy. Maybe there's something else that's happening that you may or may not be aware of, or within you, that's pushing away a man that wants to commit. And men value freedom more than anything. So if he commits to you or asks for commitment quickly, because I hear this a lot, when a man's like, yeah, I don't really want to date anyone else, and the woman's super excited, and then next thing you know, he starts backpedaling. How many of you guys have had that happen? He started backpedaling, and all of a sudden his actions aren't aligning with his words. It's because there's something inside of him that's not actually feeling inspired or free within this relationship. He's feeling constricted. So if, in no uncertain terms, he doesn't feel like he's the one making the choice, and even if he initially made it, and then you're both feet in and you start driving the relationship, because women start to do that. We get into our masculine because, frankly, we're caretakers, we're nurturers by nature. And many of my clients are mothers, which is the most masculine job on the planet. I'm one. And you're doing. And especially if you're a mother with young children, even older children, you're always doing, right? And you don't even realize it, and it moves over to your relationships. Or in your childhood, maybe you saw your mother doing, and that's, you know, subconsciously what we do in our relationships, which actually neutralizes the attraction. So people, men and women in this day and age, I hope you're following me here, it's, you know, they get into relationship to, you know, to build a deeper connection, to hopefully build and grow and live together. And they stay in a relationship because this is the best option for them, and they're re-inspired over and over and over again. So as a woman, being, you know, if you lean back and stay in your feminine, think of yourself as a queen. How would a queen be treated? And I don't mean that in an entitled way. Sometimes actually the queen verbiage drives me insane, because we can think about entitlement. It's not about what have you done for me or what are you doing for me. It's about a way of being, like, yes, I'm treated this way. And a man is, he's a hunter by nature, so he wants to be doing more, putting in a little more of the effort. And by you giving him space and reassuring him that, yeah, I love this. Oh, it makes me happy that you plan this amazing date to, you know, this beautiful dinner that overlooks the entire city. Makes me so happy. You always make the best choices. You know, affirmation, assurance. And you wouldn't believe, you know, there can be adversely two sides. There can be someone that expects that type of treatment in an entitled way and takes in an entitled way, which doesn't feel good, right? So you might wonder why a man gets trust issues. Maybe you have trust issues, but a man might have experienced something from a woman that colors his future. So something that is super important is to keep in mind that the next guy isn't your last guy, right? And getting really connected with what your values are. What do you want? What do you want to create in partnership? And being very transparent about where you're at, what you're wanting, so that it's much easier to create that. Oops, sorry about that. My phone rang, and I hope it didn't do anything to the Instagram. It might have. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm back. I hope it, sorry guys, Instagram may not be working. I'm trying to figure this out. I hope it is. So at any rate, one of the things to shift, creating, sorry, I got thrown off there by the phone ringing. So one of the, the biggest mistake a woman will make is not honoring herself, chasing the kind of men that don't really want what you want, unavailable men. Or so when you're not honoring yourself, you're also giving too much in relationship and not inspiring. You may not inspire inadvertently a man to want to commit to you on a deeper level. There's so much more I could share about this, and I will be sharing more. I hope this is helpful to you. And I would encourage you guys to post a comment. Let me know if you're watching this live or if you're watching this on the replay. And also, if you have any questions about your love life, anything coming up for you, whether it be in a relationship or in your dating life, and you want to make a shift, let me coach you around this. Just send me a direct message and know that I'm the only one that's checking these things, and I will personally coach you around your love life. So you guys, thank you so much for being here today. I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you think in your comments below. And again, reach out to me, send me a direct message. Let me know of any of your questions around your love life. And here's to you and creating your own luck and love. Until next time, tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Whoops. Bye, Instagram. Bye, Facebook.